I watch and review one Detective Conan movie a week until the release of the brand new film in April 2024. I'll tell you what the movie is about, the good, the bad, and anything else interesting of note. And at the end of each video, I rank the movies watched in the tier list to see exactly which films are the best in the series. And today we will be reviewing the third film of the franchise, Detective Conan: The Last Wizard of the Century. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. The Last Wizard of the Century premiered in Japanese theaters on April 17, 1999, directed once again by Kenji Kodama and written by Kazunari Kochi. The film follows Conan and the gang as they uncover the secrets behind a mysterious Russian heirloom, all while trying to avoid getting targeted by an assassin called the Scorpion, who also has their eyes set on the heirloom. This movie, I can safely say, is Kazunari Kochi's best work thus far. After the disappointment that was the 14th target, I'm glad to see this movie really raise the bar in the mystery department. The mystery spans centuries, involves historical figures, and Indiana Jones style adventure while sprinkling some good run Shinichi drama in there as well. The film begins with a heist by the elusive jewel thief Kaito Kid trying to steal the Russian Memories egg. This entire sequence was excellent, not the most action-packed I have to say, especially compared to later movies, but still an exciting start to the movie. The riddle that Kid issues at the beginning was more, should I say, English friendly, as a person who doesn't know a lick of Japanese could feasibly figure out the time and location that Kaito Kid was going to commence his operation. And the whole Kid figuring out the location of the egg just by watching which buildings turn on their emergency power first. I mean, sure, his plan seemed very risky. I mean, what if the police holding the egg just didn't turn on their power? What would Kid do then? I guess that's what makes him Kid and not me. It's honestly not that big a deal, it was a great sequence nonetheless. Then we proceed on to the cruise where the actual mystery begins. We meet the killer father for the movie, including a supposed Chinese woman named Pu Su Chinran. Okay, I'm sorry. I've been living in a predominantly Chinese country basically my entire life, and never have I heard a name like that before. Jokes aside, everyone on this ship now desires a theorized second mystery egg for one reason or another. But then, oh no, the killing begins. Conan deduces that the killer in question is famed assassin the Scorpion. The case then proceeds towards a castle where they think the second egg might be located. We learn a bit more about the history of the Russian family that the eggs are related to before they find a secret trapdoor. This is where it gets very Indiana Jonesy. A skippity bop up later and we get a big reveal about the true nature of the eggs. Conan figures out that the two eggs actually combine together much like a Russian Matryoshka doll, and by placing it on the pedestal, it reveals itself to be a projected photo album of the creator's family, a sort of tribute to his loved ones. Not gonna lie, it's really impressive and all by today's standards, but I can imagine this kind of contraption would have definitely been branded as witchcraft back in the late 1800s. The egg is given to the rightful descendant before boom, 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 gunshots everywhere. And for the big revelation, the killer is Pu Su Chinran. Yes, she's revealed to be the descendant of Rasputin, yes, that Rasputin, and just has a grudge against non-sympathizers. A little weak, not gonna lie. We go back to the Kogoro Detective Agency where Ran is visibly upset. You see, throughout the movie, we get a tiny subplot with Ran starting to suspect Conan is not who he says he is. That's because in this movie, Conan is uncharacteristically careless. He frequently offers case-shifting information that even the adults couldn't figure out. He even offhandedly mentions that his birthday is on May the 4th, which coincidentally is Shinichi's birthday as well. This to me comes off as kinda lazy and contrived because in my eyes, Conan would never make these mistakes, let alone multiple of them in a row. In movie 1, they even established that Shinichi doesn't really care about his birthday and is forgetful of when it is, but suddenly here he just says it with reckless abandon in front of Ran. Anyway, Ran now fully suspects that Conan is Shinichi, and for a moment he does contemplate revealing his identity before we see Shinichi himself enter the agency. We later find out that it's Kaito Kid in disguise and Ran is now none the wiser. This movie is so good, with a great well thought out mystery, some nice romance drama sprinkled in, great animation as always. The only things that felt a little weak for me are the actual villain, the stupefying pacing of Conan like I mentioned previously, and the lack of some bigger action scenes. Other than the heist at the beginning of the film, we actually don't get an ending action scene, we just get a burning room. A very well animated burning room, but just a burning room. But despite its shortcomings, I can safely say this is the best movie thus far in the franchise, and I'll be placing it solidly in A. See y'all next week for movie 4, Detective Conan Captured in Her Eyes. See y'all then. Bye.